There's guys out there gardening, and the second I press record, as you guys have just witnessed, they decide to start blowing the leaf blower. And he's coming up. Basically, hello and welcome to my Alra audition recap video. Today's video I will be explaining how my day at Alra went, how successful it was, and I'll talk to you guys about the audition process. It has changed since I auditioned there in 2015, for the better, I would say. It's a lot more organised. Not that it wasn't organised back then, but this time it was a lot quicker. Anyway, I'm going to drive 2 hours home, this time not get lost, and use my maps. And I'll speak to you guys when I'm at my house, in my room. Hopefully there's some daylight left so I can use it for some natural lighting. Said no, Lando. Said no, Lando. I got rejected. Getting rejected isn't fun, but we shan't ponder around the subject of being rejected from a drama school. We shall move on and talk about my great experience at the other drama school I had an audition at yesterday, the day before I'm recording this video today. So James, how did your Alra audition go? Oh, thank you for asking. It went really well, thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to another video. Today's video I would like to talk about my experience at Alra. So today is the 29th of March. Yesterday was the 28th of March, obviously. And that was the day I had an audition at the Academy of Live and Recorded Arts. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I shall be talking about that very audition. I had a bloody good time yesterday, and I want to tell you why it's such a good bloody place to audition. I do want to start this video off by giving Samuel from Wales a massive shout out. I'll tell you why. Basically, I was sat outside on the bench. I was sat outside of the school because I was there super early. And some chap walks past, and I looked at him and I thought, that guy's definitely auditioning an hour because he's looking at the school very curiously. He turns around and he says, "Are you auditioning at Alra too?" And I said, "I am." And he goes, "Oh, I recognise you from your videos. I've come across your channel." And I was like, am I famous now? Does that mean I'm famous? No, I do want to give Sam a shout out for watching my videos though. Thank you, dude. And it was a surreal feeling being recognised, but I've never had that happen to me, and it was such a nice feeling. Anyway, we went in, and this is how the day went down. So I'll give you an explanation for those of you who don't know what a callback is, so that people that aren't an actor that watch my channel. So actors tend to audition for jobs or places at drama school, and they go and they do a primary audition where they meet the people, they talk, or they do speeches, for example, at drama school. And then they go away, and then they wait to hear a call where they literally call them up and say, "Come back for another interview." So it's called a callback. Now, most drama schools do their callbacks on separate days. So you'll go and you'll do your primary audition, and then you'll come back a couple of weeks later, or maybe a month later, and do your second audition, which is a callback. Alra, which is an awesome way of doing it, they do their callbacks in one day. So there's stages at an Alra audition. So, the very start of the day, you turn up, you go into the building, they say, hey, are you auditioning today? To which I would reply with, I am indeed. They give you a sticker with your name on it that says James, obviously. They write it with a Sharpie. And then you go into the massive hall, which is beautiful. So you go in and everyone comes in, and when everyone's there, you will sit on the seats, put your bags and stuff down, and then the head comes in and she gives everyone a talk about how the day's gonna go down, and she gave a nice speech on when you're doing your speeches. If you muffle, stop, take a breath and start again. They're not judging on whether you can do your speeches perfectly or not. If you make a mistake, it's okay. So they do a really nice speech and they tell you how the day's going to go, and this is how the day went for me. I do want to start off by saying I made it through all of the stages. I got called back all the way through and I made it all the way to the interview right at the end. So stage 1. That is very annoying because I'm about to... Oh, dude, please stop, please stop, please stop. Anyway, so stage 1 is you do a vocal and physical warm-up. That is with the head of voice, I'm gonna say. Yeah, the head of voice. So you do a bit of running around, you do some stretches, you do some breathing, because it's very important to breathe, and then you do a little song in a circle, and then you do some other stuff. I don't want to give it all away. After that, you split off into 4 groups, A, B, C, and D, depending on how much or how many people there are in that day, which I'm assuming they do A, B, C, and D every time there's an audition. Anyway, you do that, you get split into groups, and then you go and do your contemporary speech in front of a panel and in front of the rest of the auditionees that are there with you on that day, which is very good. Anyway, I had a trick up my sleeve to which I was going to use somebody as eyeline or as the other actor in the scene, until I realised everyone was doing that. So right when it was my turn, I had to think out of the box, to which I then said to the student that was there, that was in the room with us, her name was Flo, she's really nice. I thought, you know what, she's probably bored of seeing everyone's speeches, so I said, come up. I said, please can you come up into the space? I'm gonna get you a chair, could you sit on the chair please, and could you sort of slump down and act really disinterested? So I was playing along with my opportunity that I had. You know, as an actor, you have to have tricks up your sleeve. You know, you have to think outside the box. You can't just do it the linear way or do it a specific way you see everyone else do it. So anyway, I used her in the space, and she was my other actor on stage, and I did my speech, and it went really well. And then you go, after you do your contemporary speeches, you go into the foyer again, and then the big main room where all the movement classes are held. Then you go and you do your Shakespeare one by one. So I went and I did my Shakespeare. It didn't go too well. I mean, I did the speech without messing up at all, but what I did whilst doing the speech wasn't the best I've ever done it. You know, at my Lambda audition, both my speeches they were both perfect. They couldn't have gone any better. So I did my Shakespeare, and then you go back, and then when everyone's done everything, they say, right guys, we'll be back in 10-15 minutes, and they go and they get a list of the people they want to call back to the next stage. They came back, and I think only 1 or 2 people didn't make it to the next round out of like 40 people. So that was cool. A lot of us got the opportunity to do the acting and the movement workshop. So the acting workshop, you get split into 2 groups. One does the movement, one does the acting. And then you do the movement, then you go from the acting workshop to the movement workshop. The same with the movements, go to the actors, the acting one. So you go, they give you a piece of paper with a scene on it. You pair up in that group you got split into, and then you go and perform it to the panel. So we spent 10-15 minutes preparing our scene. We went in there, they said that was boring. Why don't you guys get 2 chairs from the back, put them right next to each other, and when we sat down, they said, right, now you're on a roller coaster. So I was like, oh shit. And this is the moment as an actor you have to think, do I go full out and make myself look like an idiot, or do I just sit back and chill and do a little bit? So I went with sit back and chill the first time, because I knew they were going to redirect me, because that was the purpose of the exercise. So I said to the mate that I was with, Maximilian, I said, go forward, backwards, left and right, and then do the scene whilst we were bouncing up and down like we were on a roller coaster. We did it, it went really well, and they were just like, that was the most boring roller coaster we've ever seen. Where's the screaming and the wailing? And I thought, oh yeah, it's about to go down. So I was just like, I said to the dude, I said, just go with whatever's happening, mate. Just let's do it. So I was leaning back, I was like, whoa, whoa. You know, I was screaming, we were going all ape shit. We looked like a bunch of idiots, but I thought in my heart, I said, if I really want this, if I really want to get into this school, I'm gonna give it everything, even if that means looking like an idiot. So we did that, and they loved it, they laughed. They said, right at the end, they said, right, thank you very much, goodbye. So you leave. After everyone's done that, we go into the movement workshop where you do, we played a physical tag game, a physical variation of tag or TIG, wherever you're from. After we did like 10 minutes of yoga, which, because I'm quite a heavy person, I'm like 95 kg, it was tough, but I got through it. After that, we played with the elements, fire and water. I don't want to give too much away, because if you've got an audition coming up, I don't want to ruin it for you. It's just, I'm explaining how the day goes very, very blandly. Anyway, we did that, and then they went, once everyone's done everything, they come back and they disappear again for another 10-15 minutes. Oh, I didn't say, by the way, when I said loads of people got called back, like in the first stage, half of the people got called back to have a conversation about the foundation course. So say, for example, there was 40 of us, 20 of us got through, and then 20 of the people there got offered the foundation course, and once they had that talk, they all went home. So they didn't get onto the BAs. So yeah, so half the people got through, pretty much. Anyway, back to where we are. They disappear again, and then they come back 10-15 minutes later with another list where they say, okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming today. If you haven't made it through to the next round, which is the interview, they say these are the people who we'd like to interview, and they say if you haven't made it, don't be angry or mad, whatever. It's not because you're bad, blah blah blah. They give a really nice speech and they say thank you, but goodbye, and good luck on your future endeavours. They called the list out, and I was first on the list. My heart never raced so much in my life because I didn't expect to be first on the list. Not that that means anything, because everyone in that list is in the same position as me, but my name is James Wilson, so I'm always expecting to come last, or maybe not at all in an audition, for example. So my name was first, so that was awesome. And then we went and did an interview, and the interview was really nice. And at one point, I didn't get emotional, but I was like, you know, the chin wobble, because I was really overwhelmed. Because me 5 years ago, I wouldn't have ever thought I would be this far in my life today, where I'm physically there chasing my dreams. You know, auditioning Aura, I'm there and I'm chasing my dreams. You know what I mean? I would have never thought I'd have been there 5 years ago. So I was talking to them, I said I really appreciate, and I know I'm no one important or whatever, but I really do appreciate the way you hold your auditions, because it really shows that you care for the people that might come to this school, and you also care for the students. I don't want to go into too much detail on how they and how and why they care for the students and all that stuff, because you'll find out on the day of your audition. But it hit me when I was saying those words to those guys, that in the moment when I was saying how much they care for the people, it felt right for me. Like being in the building and being in the environment, it felt right for me. Therefore, I would know if I got offered an opportunity to go to Alra, I would take it, you know. But I'm not going to go too far into, I'm going to take it, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it, because I don't know yet. I've still got a week or 2 weeks to find out if I've made it or not, and you know, I might not make it. So I don't want to be like, I'm going to go there. Do you know what I mean? Because I did that with Lambda. I got really positive, and I felt inside me that I was enough, but clearly that didn't work out as what I expected. So I don't want to do it with Aura. I want to keep it chilled. I will go there if I got offered a place. I still have Arts Ed coming up in the middle of April, so I can't just brush that off. But I'm just mumbling now. So anyway, that's the end of the video. That was my day. I made it all throughout Aura, and it was a lovely experience. If you want to audition, even if you don't want to go to Aura, just go for the experience. It's not a waste of 50 quid or however much the audition is, even if you don't get in. It's an experience you won't get anywhere else because of the way they do things, and it shows it. As an actor, you feel like nobody cares about you, because that's just the way it is. That's the reality of it, until you become rich and famous and whatever. Obviously you have your family and stuff, but I mean in the world, because the big world doesn't care about you. But when you go to Aura, you feel like you're cared for as a person and as an actor and an artist and a performer. Anyway, I hope this video has helped. This is now 14 minutes long. Holy shit. Chill. If you've got an audition coming up, just chill out, have fun, enjoy the experience. If you get rejected, it's just a way of life. It just happens, I'm not going to dwell on Lambda rejecting me, although I do hope my £54 went to a good cause. I'm only joking, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give me a subscribe and give me a like. Give me everything you got. I'm joking, don't worry about all that stuff. I'm just here to help you guys if you are an actor and you have auditions coming up. I have been James, and I always will be James till the day I die, unless I decide to change my name legally. Enjoyed? Good. See you later.